On everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Lady Nika and with another scripted TV review, and this time I am talking about Empire. It was season 2 episode 5 entitled Be True. Now the episode starts off with Lucius and Jamal back at the Empire, and Lucius made Andre president of an old record label that they had inside of the Empire called Gutter Life Records. And y'all excuse me, y'all know I'm still getting over it, child. I'm fighting. You see me up in here getting, I'm trying to give you me the best way I know how tonight. Well, anyway, y'all, Lucius done decided he gonna throw him a party, child. He gonna throw Andre a party. You know, he got the strippers and everything dancing all around poor little Andre. Andre look like a fish out of water. He look like he wished the earth would have just opened up and swallowed him in, child. Lucius is a hot mess, but I like his ways. Anyway, we got Neo in the studio working with Lucius to produce Jamal's next album, and they've already had a discussion and decided that Neo is going to come out on a few of Jamal's tour dates and perform with him, right? Well, Michael comes in, and he comes in there, and while they conversing, and he finds out Neo will be joining Jamal on the tour for a few dates, and he's excited about it because he said he one of Neo's biggest fans. He been to like 20 concerts. How many he done had? I ain't no Neo fan. I don't know. I just like that one song he had, Miss Independent. That's why I love her. I don't know. But I know I like that song there. And another song he had, something about being mad. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, y'all know I like this shit. Anyway, Jamal has him leave and meet him down in his office. And Lucius is telling Jamal that he might not want to take Michael out on the road with him because, see, out there on the road, he has the opportunities to, you know, mingle and carry out with others. And it might not be the best place for him to take his girlfriend / boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. But, and he asking Neo to help him, you know, back him up on that. But Neo don't back his ass up. Neo say that if he at peace and he can focus better with him being there, then take him with him. And Lucius like, I don't listen to his ass. You know what I'm saying? But later on, we see Michael and Jamal. They sitting up at Leviticus with I call him creepy photographer, child. That's where he was. And we already know that, you know, he kind of sweet on Jamal and everything. But Michael and he are looking at some photos from the creepy photographer. And Jamal thinking about using some of the photos to, you know, in his tour and stuff. And so, of course, Michael all excited about it. And come to find out that the creepy photographer asked him if he taking Michael with him. And he said he's thinking about it. Well, the creepy photographer say that he don't really think that's a good idea, you know, that may tend to, you know, may lead to be a distraction, child. The photographer is basically agreeing with Lucius and say that he believes in, you know, freedom of sex. He don't believe in no monogamous relationships. He's not here for the same-sex marriage and everything, you know. So he getting a side eye from Michael, because Michael know he trying to holler at Jamal, but we trusting that he ain't gonna try nothing, but we trusted the wrong damn thing. Because later on in the scene, we see them walking down this hallway, Jamal and creepy photographer, and freaky photographer then decided he gonna hem Jamal up against the wall and unzip his damn pants and commence to perform. You know, he done dropped down to get his eagle on the boy. I mean, just ready to just gulp him up, child. Well, anyway, Jamal pushes his ass off and tell him, first of all, I'm not even attracted to you like that, okay? And secondly, I'm in a committed relationship, and freaking photographer tells him, you know, he's sorry, but a mouth is a mouth, whatever, a dick is a dick. Well, as he getting, you know, up and old Jamal trying to zip them pants back up, here comes Michael, and he looking like, what in the fuck is going on, okay? Well, Jamal don't even bother to give no explanation. He tell Michael, come on, let's go. But Michael looking at freaking photographer like, what the fuck was you just doing to my dick? So next we see Jamal going to see, we see Andre going to see his pastor, which is actually Lucian from If Loving You Is Wrong. If y'all watch that on the OWN network on Tuesday nights, yeah, that's him. I don't remember. Michael, is his name Malik? Malik something. I don't remember what his name is, but I know that's Lucian off of If Loving You Is Wrong. Anyway, he telling his pastor about, the party and stuff that Lucius had for him. And the pastor basically tell him, look, he just trying to test your faith right now with that party. You just stand firm, So Andre goes on to ask about baptism. And old pastor say, look, down here at my church, see, we take baptism real serious. So if you want to get baptized, what you're going to have to do is go to your family and confess your sins. Now, I know it's been a few moons since I was baptized, but y'all don't remember my pastor ever telling me I had to go confess my sin to my family. He told me confess my sins to the Lord, but okay, I guess that's what they do in 2015. I ain't gonna judge him, child. Okay. He told him he got to clear his conscience and confess his sins to his family. He told him your house ain't clean if your closet's dirty. Yes, God, he was telling the truth about that. If them closets ain't right, that house still not clean. So get your shit together. And if those of you who didn't catch that, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so next we got Tiana at this photo shoot, and Cookie, she doing what she always do. She overseeing shit. And in comes Hakeem with old Spanish Fly. I don't know her name. I call her Spanish Fly. Girl from the club that he started liking on and want her to be a member of his little 3-girl Latino group. Okay, well, she a huge fan of Tiana, and he asked Tiana to show Spanish Fly around, and Tiana says okay to that, and he give her a kiss on the cheek. Well, Spanish Fly was excited at first because, I told you she a fan of old Tiana. But when Hakeem kissed her on that cheek, she was looking like, well, wait a minute, what kind of party is this going on right here? So she asked Tiana, what was that all about? And Tiana told her, girl, it ain't nothing shit. He yesterday's news to me. He do that with everybody, but for him to bring you around, he must really see, you as a talent or whatnot. And she tell her, simmer down, child. Well, later on, as they wrap up for the day from this the little photo shoot, everyone leaving, all the people that work with Tiana on the shoot and everything. And one of the ladies asked if she needed a ride. She say no, she got a car coming. And she leave out. And as soon as that girl leave out of that room, out that ghetto studio, whatever the fuck, Lion Dynasty contraption cooking and got over there in the hood, in comes some hood rats. We got Bone, Quisha, and Shay. And they faking like they fans and want to take a photo with a child. So she agreed. But as they taking the damn photo, we noticed old Bone Quisha coming from up under her tongue with a razor blade. Now, if you ain't from the hood, you don't understand that at all. You wonder, like, what the fuck is this bitch doing down there? Now, actually, that is a mechanism that is used in the hood, child. It wasn't designed for the purposes that people have used it for now. That used to be a mechanism that you taught in the hood growing, young girl growing in the hood that got to walk around the neighborhood, either to the stores or to school or whatever. And at that time where I learned about how to put the razor blade under the tongue, it was when we was having a lot of gang activity and people would jack you for your fucking clothes, shoes, and they would rape women, So that's really what I learned it, as a defense mechanism for me as a female. Now, this bitch was doing it because they want to put the blade up to Tiana motherfucking throat and rob the bitch, you know what I'm saying? So they do this shit and child, they gone on rob her ass, okay? Well, anyway, what was I finna tell y'all next shit? Okay, later on, child. Anyway, the girl robbed them, and Next thing we see is Cook and them sitting up talking to her and stuff, because, you know, she trying to tell them what happened. Well, one of the hanger-ons at the line down, so I guess one of Hakeem's croonies or whatever, she comes over with a damn video that had just been uploaded, I guess, to YouTube or wherever. Well, it's the robbers, honey. They got Tiana purse and shit, and they basically telling Cookie, you know, y'all moved into this neighborhood and thought y'all just gonna take over. Now, I don't work like that. Y'all got to pay your way, you know, like everybody else. So by that, Cookie has deduced that this is a form of extortion, and she say she not having it. She finna nip this shit in the bud right then. Okay? She said she not finna let that go down like that, you know. She ain't having it. So later on, we see Portia coming through with a mutt that she got from her damn grandma. I forgot what the name of the damn dog name was, but child, whatever. She offering it back. Basically, she trying to get back in Cookie good graces and get her job back, because Cookie had fired her ass for using her name when she jumped over that damn turnstile at the damn subway, which led to her being arrested by DA bitch and child whatever. Oh, did I mention that when the charges was dropped, DA bitch went into hiding or whatever? I hope she come back, because child, I hate all these actors, you know, these people that we want to see again somewhere later on down the road, and they just fucking disappear. So I don't know if that's gonna be the situation, but old DA bitch, after sitting up, getting in her car and finding old dead ass Vernon sitting up there next to her, she done dropped charges, and she done went somewhere in the hide. She got to go soak for a little minute, probably planning her next attack on his motherfucking ass, that him being Lucius. Okay, well, after Cookie see that old Portia is trying all she can to get back in, first she told Portia get out of there, but then she told her, look, I'm gonna let you come back on a probationary period. You come when I call you. That's it. So she now has hired this guy, Adam Rodriguez, aka Mr. CSI and Mr. I Can Do Bad All By Myself, but on the show he is Delgado. And he is a concert promoter, and he gladly accepts the job even after hearing about the robbery that occurred with Tiana. Whereas other promoters she had tried to get with, you know, once they heard about that robbery thing, they ain't want to deal with it. Well, he said he ain't scared, because, child, that wouldn't have happened on his watch, you know. He ain't about that shit, okay? Well, as he laying down that, the office gets broken too while they sitting up in there talking. And her and he go in there and find out that two dudes have infiltrated Dynasty and they done got Cookie Masters in this bag, and they think they finna run back and give it to old thirsty motherfucking ass, aka Slickback, the new Vernon. And Cookie and Delgado both was packing, child. They both was ready for war. She told them motherfuckers, I ain't gonna call the cops, but she sent them back with a message. Tell Lucius he can kiss my ass. He not getting my masters, okay? Next, we see Andre going to confess to Lucius that, well, before then, it was a scene where Andre went into his daddy's office and old Slickback was up in there. And Slickback in a sideways kind of asked him to rob his mama of her masters. And he told him, look, let me tell you something. I love my mama, and I'm not going to do nothing against my mama. And Slickback say, well, Lucius wanted me to ask you to do that. He said, my daddy want me to do anything. He know how to come to me like a man and ask me that and not have you. He said, oh, you must be on the payroll now. And that's when Slickback let him know, you know, I'm taking Vernon's place. That's the reason why I'm in here. He told me to get some stuff together. Well, Andre not feeling his ass, so he tell him, put the glass down, get the hell out of my daddy's office, and don't never let me catch you back up in my daddy's office without him being here. And Slickback felt some kind of way, because he told him on his way out, I thought we had made nice with all that digging. In other words, he was kind of throwing that up, which makes me think later on in this season, Slickback gonna try to be slick for real. I hope Lucius is ready, because you see everything else. Do you see this motherfucker? It may turn out to be something you don't like, but he got the fuck out of Andre's face, because I'm gonna tell you something, baby. You don't want to mess with crazy, okay? You may be a little illegal and crooked in your doings, but Andre is what you call crazy. And I wouldn't piss off a crazy motherfucker to save my life, because you don't know, he might put his religion on that shelf and chop your ass up. You could be the next Vernon, so watch what you do. Anyway, child. Andre comes to his dad and goes to his dad, and he let his dad know he ain't like the fact that Slickback had came at him like that. Okay, I ain't here for this shit. And his daddy tell him, you may believe in the Lord, but around him, I'm the king. I'm the God of this place. And Andre said, I don't know if I'm better to follow by them rules, but I'm going to try. And Andre goes on to confess that he, at one time, when he wasn't taking his meds and was sick, that he hated Lucius. And for never, really showing him no love. And he attempted suicide inside of one of Empire's recording studios. And he apologizes to Lucius. He also tells him he is the one that told Cookie when she first got out of jail to blackmail Lucius' motherfucking ass. Well, after he tell him about the suicide attempt, I think Lucius kind of took him a little bit more seriously. And he asked him, would you please come to my baptism? Well, Lucius don't really feel that. He don't know why he should have to come to watch him get dunked in tap water, as he say. But Andre is pleading with him. So we don't know at this point what Lucius gonna do. Okay. We see Hakeem and his girl group next. They dancing around to some song. I don't know what that scene was about. All I know, all of them was dancing, including Spanish Fly. She was all right with it till he fucked around and kissed her on her ear while placing his manhood directly behind her, probably hard between her buttocks, which made her flip the fuck out, because she ain't here for that. She here for the music. She ain't trying to sleep with nobody. And she basically told him, I am not like these other girls. I ain't fucking for nothing. I just want to sing, honey. And she leaves out of there. Next, we got Jamal and Neo back in the studio again, and Jamal is not concentrating. He started looking down at his phone. He ain't singing right. So Neo asked him, do he need a 500? Because he see it has been a shift in Jamal's atmosphere. Well, Jamal goes on to tell him that, he told Michael he may not need to come on the road with him, and as a result, Michael is upset, assuming that he wants an open relationship, and he don't. Well, Neo tell him, look, didn't I tell you that I have gone on tour with my woman and without her? And, it's all depends on if you focused on doing what you're supposed to do. Yes, out there on the road by yourself without your mate, you will, you can meet up with some folks, but if you want something that's real and meaningful and you are in a committed relationship, I see no reason why you should not take your girl. I mean, Lord, I ain't right for that, but that was a slip, y'all. I swear it was. He told him to take the motherfucker with him, okay? Child, I said a whole girl. And next we see Andre bringing Hakeem and Jamal together to confess that he was pitting them against each other at one time when he was sick and off his meds. He admits that he is the one that set Jamal up to be robbed at Ghetto Studios, and immediately Hakeem is upset because Jamal could have got hurt. Well, he telling them that he's sorry about that and that he wants to do what Vernon always told him to do, which is keep them together. And he intends to do that, but he's asking them to attend his baptism. Okay? Hakeem forgives him and says he agrees. Well, Jamal is willing to forgive, but he kind of apprehensive about going down to the church. And he asked him what old pastor feel about the gays, because I'm not trying to come to the church for him to start bashing gay people and trying to comfort me. Andre told him that it don't really matter what the pastor's stand is on it. It would be there for him, and that's the most important thing. By that scene, I got that Jamal might go, but at the same time, he still tell him, check with your pastor. See how this man feel, because I hate to have to come down here to this church house, and this man try to read me for filth about being gay, and I have to read his ass back. So, okay. So, next we see Andre. He over there down there in his office, down at the Empire. He trying to get his shit together. And he telling Rhonda that he has decided to confess his sins, Now, he told her this before, I think before he actually did the confession, but he did tell her ass that, child. And she was kind of concerned, because she like, what you finna confess, And he told her, relax, he ain't talking about this shit. He just wants to get things straight with his family so that he be prepared to go to his baptism, and he's going to invite them. Well, Rhonda don't feel like any of them are going to come, because in her words, they all sinners anyway, so they not going to be interested in coming. But he tell her he's still going to do what he got to do. Well, she tell him, look, I got a confession I want to make right quick. I ain't got no panties on. And child, let me tell you something. Andre don't seem like he interested. We found out in this scene that he ain't been banging her like he was in season 1, and she kind of ready for it, but he ain't down for this shit. He telling her that his focus is getting himself baptized, focusing on, you know, the future of what he gonna do on at the Empire Records, especially Gutter Life since he's the president, and that he wants to focus on the baby they about to have. They finna have a son. And when she looked at that for the first time, I truly, truly believe this bitch wasn't pregnant, because now I was still riding for Rhonda, because I remember at the end of last season, on the finale episode, after she told him that she was pregnant and stuff, after they had killed Vernon, we did see a scene, right, you know, as the party that they was finna have announcing that APO thing, they was at a doctor's office, and then she did a sonogram. Now, I don't know if this bitch done aborted the baby, lost the baby, or whatever, but she look like she trying to push up on him to go on and play catch-up so she can get this baby thing going, because I don't think she's pregnant. But we'll see as it go on. But, child, I sure did think that was the case. So, next we're going to go over to the studio, and Dej Loaf up in there with Lucius, and she ain't sounding good at all. She trying to rap this song about her dad, but she ain't channeling in the essence of her dad. She said she feel like her daddy should be there. And Lucius told her, for what, he a bad man? And she like, well, wait a minute, hold up, you how you gonna just come like that about my dad? And he said he wasn't a good man, but he loved you. And sometimes as fathers, we don't know how to show our children that love, but the way you can honor your father is by flowing this song out the way you would do when he was there with you. When you was with your daddy and you did a 16, as they call it, you always came through. And she agreed with it because she knew it was true. And he told her, channel your father's energies when you do this song. And she went on to sing the bitch, and it sounded pretty good. It sounded a whole lot better than what it sounded like when she was first doing the shit, okay? So, he done got Dej Loaf together, and you know, shit. She happy, he happy, we all fucking happy. Yay, Dej, okay? Okay. Let me see what else happened, child. We see Hakeem rolling up as Spanish spies walking down the street, and he has his car pulled over. He get out and he trying to apologize to her for how he came across to her. And she explained to him, look, I don't sing because I'm worried about fame, and I don't sing because I want to get no money. I sing because I like making people happy. And Hakeem agrees with that and tells her that he was at a low place in his life when he came into that bar and saw her singing. She uplifted him. So he can understand that, and he's promising never to try to come at her on the sideways tip again. And she seemed like she must have took it because the dude wound up having her get in his car and have his driver take her wherever she wanted to go. Meanwhile, he'll wait on a cab, okay? I said, okay. They'll be fucking for the end of the season, but okay. You ain't about that life, girl, okay. Well, next let's go on down to the church because it's time to go to the baptism. And we see Cookie getting Andre, you know, prepared to go out for his baptism. He's sitting up there looking like one of the archangels and stuff. And he about to confess to her. And I felt like he was about to confess that shit about Vernon. Well, Cookie removed from there because she don't really care, because we had a scene earlier on in the episode where her and Lucius was down at the funeral home and for somebody to claim Vernon's ashes. And Cookie was like, I already knew he was a snitch, you know, and she asked him, did he do it? And he said, hell no, you know, but she don't believe his ass. But anyway, through some conversations and some sleep movement, he wound up easing out of there, and she had to take Vernon's ashes. What she did with him, I don't fucking know, but she don't give a fuck about him. And she told her son, she said, look here, we all have fallen short. You know, we all have done stuff. See, that's the reason why I ain't baptized y'all when my mama wanted me to do it when y'all were little boys. Because I felt like if you come to Christ on your own, it might stick. So it's not me you need to confess your sins to, it's the Lord. So if you've done that, then let's move forward, and you don't have to tell nobody else, including me, what you've done. Long as you get right with the man, you right with me. So keep your mouth closed and let's go out here and do this. And they proceed out into the congregation area to be greeted by Jamal and Hakeem, who have shown up for his baptism as he requested of them, right? Well, Jamal lets them know that he does not think Lucius is coming, and Cookie say, well, child, he don't need to come because the devil may wear Prada, but he don't come to church. And if he come up in here ain't no telling what kind of old shit he might come up in here with, and we ain't for the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? We do not need the walls of the church house coming down, because this devil done stepped his ass up in here. And as she saying that, and they taking their seats, in comes Lucius, and they did this big, you know, it wasn't no big production, but it was like everybody in the church was shocked to see Lucius walk up in there and stuff. And he walks in, child, everybody just quiet, just looking at him and stuff, as he proceeds to the front to shake hands with the pastor and announce himself formally as Andre's father, and he take his seat. Now, as the baptism is in progress, him and Cookie and Lucius is arguing, child. They arguing back and forth about who's stealing what doing what, and all that old shit. So loud that Rhonda had to tell them, shh. And child, you know we was in a new day and age, cause most black people can't take a shush, but they shushed and shit. And as they shushed, Lucius begins to pay attention to the actual baptism, where they dunking him down, you know, for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Well, he begins to have a flashback, and we going back to the times where he was a little boy, Dwight, and his mama, Kelly Rowland, had mental issues. Apparently, he had cussed at his mama, or she thought he did, and she was having a bipolar episode. And in that episode, she had ran a tub of water and was literally dunking him in the water while singing this really nice, sound like a Christian song, but she was doing that, and I don't think she was in her right state of mind. Well, Lucius is now traumatized by that, because by the time they dunk him down for the Holy Ghost, which is the last dunking, Lucius done got up and got ready to walk out that damn door. But before he do, he turn around as they are letting Andre up from his final dunk, baptizing him, and they lock eyes. I don't know what that shit mean. All I know is Lucius has a problem, and he had a PTSD moment concerning his mama with them issues that she had in the past, okay? So he leave the church, child. Let me see what happened there. Okay, so next, which is the last scene, we see Hakeem is taking him an old walk in the park, right? And he's abducted by this group. And we think that this probably is the same group that had robbed Tiana and left them that video message, because it seemed like it was the same people, because one of them said something that they said in the video, which is, you gotta pay, get down or lay down. And they kidnapped Hakeem in the show end, child. And I was like, Lord, look at this shit. Child, that's something else. But it went off like that, child. So next week, I guess we'll find out a little bit more about who done stole old Lucian, okay? I mean, stole old Hakeem, child. We're going to be a scripted veggie soup on this, and I'm gonna roll right on into the next one, which is How to Get Away with Murder. This is episode 5 of season 2, entitled Meet Bunny. And we start the episode off with Bunny running out of this mansion, you know, the siblings mansion, and she run past D.A. bitch who been slashed in the throat, and she gets into a car where Asher is awaiting, and she tells him it's almost over. So now let's go to current day, and we in closed court to obtain a wiretap on Annalise's home, because Asher is basically snitching on Annalise, and the judge runs down the case, and Asher is having flashbacks of the day before when Bonnie had confessed to crime, saying that she's the one that killed Sam, not Annalise, right? So, child, when they call his name, this motherfucker takes off running like a motherfucker out of there. Out that courtroom, and he head on over to Annalise's house. Now, already over at Annalise's house, Bonnie telling her and Frank what she had told Asher, and Annalise is asking her she should have called her, but Bonnie say she ain't had no time, she had to act fast. Bonnie convinced that she knows Asher, but Annalise is not quite so sure, you know. Meanwhile, the kids outside the door, and they want to know what they in there talking in hushed voices for. Well, in comes Connor with his ornery ass, and he got a beer in hand, and he convinced they going to jail, child. He telling them that, you know, Annalise controls their asses. She owns their lives, because she told him that she can bring out his car at any time. And Laura chimes in that Frank had got rid of his car, and he tell her, well, that ain't what she told me. Now, one of the two of them lying, but at the end of the day, we all know Annalise on us, and we have to do what the fuck she say, okay? Now, back in the office, Annalise telling Frank and Bonnie that she called Nate and Wes having them an old conversation. She tell Frank, find out what's up with that, find out if that's in relation to Rebecca ass, okay? Well, Bonnie gets a call from the courthouse at that time, and her and Annalise is doing a face-off on who gonna fucking answer, but it's Bonnie's phone, and she tell her to answer the phone. When she do, she finds out it's a call from the court, and basically the judge in the Hoppenstall case, which is the siblings case, she wants to meet up with Annalise, and Annalise kind of upset about that, because child, she feel like she got too much going on, okay? Alright, so Asher comes in. He done finally made it over there, and he acting like he bad, threatening to break Frank's face if he don't let him in to see Annalise. Boy, Frank would have broke you down like a serious fraction. But he telling her, you know, she knows what it's all about, and Annalise opens her door of her office and tells Frank it's all good, let him in, and he's like, see, I told you. So he enters to talk with her and stuff, and Frank reminds Annalise, look, before you start talking to him, he could be wired. Well, Asher say he not, so Annalise said, okay, I'm gonna take him at his word, he not. So in our office, Bonnie's standing there, and he tell Annalise that he and her need to do this alone. So Annalise tell Bonnie, you heard him, gone on. So Bonnie got to leave out of there. And when she leave out, the students questioning her, you know, the students was questioning Frank about what's up with Asher, and he tells them don't try to talk to him and don't worry about it, which they really not falling for, okay? Back in Annalise's office, Asher is in there asking her, you know, is it true? And Annalise confirms that it is, and he asking why didn't they call the police. She gave him that look where, like, you know, hey, we women, okay? Police rarely believe rape cases anyway, and they really don't really want to believe a case of an attempted rape because he didn't actually rape her, especially when the offender is dead and not able to, you know, defend themselves. Well, she tell him, look, you got two options. You can either testify and she and Bonnie go to jail, or he can be silent, or they all stay safe. He don't know what he gonna do. And we see the Bester return to the courthouse, and D.A. bitch upset saying the last judge that was there, you know, when they was calling them to the stand and shit, she gone. But Asher telling them that he knows more than he has revealed. He now knows who killed Sam Keaton. Child, I can't stand this little boy. I cannot stand Asher. I ain't like him season 1 because I always thought that he was not a good fit in the Keating 5. I don't understand what he there. Maybe he there because he a privileged white boy and his parents got some kind of connections, but I never liked him. Anyway, we see Sinclair, Annalise, and the judge meeting up because Sinclair wants to file a motion to allow the siblings' dead aunt testimony to be allowed in court. And Annalise is saying that she knew nothing of this. And the judge said, I know, because she happened to file this motion 2 minutes before the deadline, knowing that wasn't going to give, you know, time to give me a rebuttal. However, because I feel that it is pivotal to this case, I'm going to allow her till 5 o'clock this evening to give me a reason why I shouldn't allow the dead lady's testimony into to be allowed to be, you know, entered into evidence again in the case and stuff. So she got to make it work something. And Annalise kind of upset because she ain't ready, and the DA bitch, she trying to get back over there to Asher and them, so she saying she ain't ready. But the judge say, look, I got another case starting tomorrow. Either y'all show up for this shit, or whoever's not here, I'm siding with the opposing party, okay? That's what's gonna happen with that. So Annalise, she better go on in there and handle it. She best to. Anyway, back at the house, the students are stressing, thinking that they busted and they laying around drinking beer and talking about having an orgy. Meanwhile, Wes gets a text and he about to leave as Annalise comes in and tells them it's work time because she need them to do something. So she take them down to the basement and they are to comb through the files to find a way to discredit the aunt's testimony. She tells them they have a small window of time, so get to it. And she don't know if the aunt lied or not, but it's the only way to get the testimony thrown out. Ooh, y'all, I've been sitting here through 4 videos. Ooh, getting a little tired now. Okay, well, Annalise called Bunny, who is sitting outside of Ashley's place, and she telling Annalise that he home and that she thinks he may have bought himself some time, you know. But, she tell her she gonna call her back. Annalise kind of apprehensive because she know Asher is a flaky motherfucker in the first place, okay? Well, Asher come out to her car, and basically he wants to ask her a couple of questions before he make this decision. And one of them questions was the night that they killed Sam, or since she killed him, so she's saying, did she come over there and have sex with him to have an alibi? And she told him, yeah, I did. She said, I ain't gonna lie to you, I did, but it turned into something more than what it was, okay? Then he want to know if Frank helped them tote the body because her and Annalise alone wouldn't been able to tote his body by himself, and by themselves, and she say yes, he did. And then he wants to know if the other students knew about it, and she said no, they was gone to the bonfire by the time all of this happened, and they can never know. And he said okay about it. He thanked her for telling him the truth, and he gets out the car, so she still don't know what the fuck he gonna do. This boy a bitch boy. I don't know why she even found him attractive, child. Well, over at Annalise, Frank tells her Nate was too smart to keep calling. Frank tells her he was too smart to keep calling West's phone, so he started calling this other phone, which is that boy Levi, and he tells her Levi is Rebecca's foster brother. He is also dating Michaela. Meanwhile, Levi talking to West, and he say he's staking out that dude Bruno, that Frank had called at the cemetery and stuff. He over there staking him out, and looking at the dude saying they need to talk. And Frank's friend talked to Frank's friend who worked at the cemetery, child. Then when he got through talking to West, he called Michaela, and he trying to see if he could hook up something with her that night. But she tell him she a college student who works. I mean, she's a law student who works. She don't always have that time. But, you know, he always be asking her to talk freaky on that phone. And he wanted her to send him a picture of her panties. She told him she does not do sexting, but she described her little piece of panties to him, child. And Annalise walked up on her and snatched that damn phone and reminded her and the others that they have 5 hours to get the evidence to disqualify the aunt's testimony, and they need to get off their asses on their feet and make it happen. And she go back in her office, but Michaela reminds her she got her phone. Annalise ain't get 2 fucks. She slammed that damn door on that bitch, put that phone up in that damn vase that's sitting on top of her mantle, and told Frank to keep them away from that Levi person. And she on her way out, he asked her where she going. She said she going to kick some ass. Well, from what I seen, look like she should have told him, I'm finna go try to play reverse psychology and wish me luck, because she go to see Nate, and child, she in there telling him that she can't keep things from him. That's an effort for him to say, well, okay, let me tell you what's going on with West, but that shit didn't work at all. She wound up telling him that Neil, actually his wife, had asked to meet up with her, not because she just wanted to meet her, but because she wanted her to get pills to help her kill herself, and she wouldn't do it. Because he asked, did you do it? She said no, but she told her she wouldn't tell him, but she can't keep secrets from him anymore. And she tells him that, you know, whatever he needs, you know, she there for him. And he tell her that he appreciate her, and he will talk to his wife about that situation. And he got that car. Meanwhile, back at the house in the basement, Laurel and Frank are in there having wild, I'm about to go to jail type of sex, okay? Well, child, upstairs, Bonnie comes in looking for Annalise, and she not there. But Michaela finds footage of the aunt saying a lot of disgusting racist things about how she told her brother not to allow them in the house, and that the mulattoes would be the death of them and all that old shit. Well, child, as she's playing this tape, Caleb comes over. And he hear his aunt saying all of that stuff. And apparently he didn't know she was that kind of person. He knew she was a little extreme, but he didn't know that. See, he came over there because apparently he was asked to try to find, you know, a way as well to discredit old auntie's testimony. And him hearing that upset him. But he had brought a bag of her prescription pills, and he was saying that maybe that could possibly help, because apparently this bitch is a drug addict, you know, a prescription drug addict. Well, he hear that, he upset, he about to go out the door, and of course, Michaela got a semi-crush on the motherfucker, so she running behind him, trying to make him feel better, but he not trying to hear that shit, because he said, for years, he sat across from the Thanksgiving and Christmas table with this woman, listened to her talk about so many people, and he even giggled about shit, but he never knew that he was the butt of the jokes, and he tell her, they ain't gonna be able to get that woman damn testimony thrown out, but thank you for trying, though, and he walk off. Well, over at the courthouse, Asher has gotten a new plea deal set up because he got more information, and he wants to speak to his dad alone. So when he does, he realizes his dad cut a deal for his damn self. And it becomes evident to Asher that if his daddy wasn't involved in this shit, he would not be worried about this at all. Never would he ever just be concerned about saving his son. Is the only reason why he's trying to help them is because he is being helped out. Apparently, he did something janky once upon a time, child, and he don't want that to come out. And a part of the plea deal is he gonna get out of it too. Okay, he gonna get him some more immunity too. Well, Asher seemed hurt by that, and child, he gets up and leave. He ain't signed the papers yet. Well, back at the house, we see Annalise and Bonnet looking at the footage of the aunt slurring racist remarks and the siblings, and the footage just cuts off. Well, Annalise say that's not enough, and the students, namely Connor, is saying that he feels that it is. She's won cases with less evidence, and she lets them know that she is aware of what's been going on around there, the day drinking and all, and she misses the person that she first gave the trophy to, and she walks back into the office, and Michaela telling him, she right. So they go over there to Oliver's apartment where Oliver and Connor live together now, so he went to their apartment. And, of course, they got Oliver hacking into the police evidence again. And Michaela excused herself to go to the ladies' room. When she does that, Connor admits to Ollie that he might go to jail, and he can't give him much evidence because if he do, it might incriminate him. So he telling him that what they had together, he likes, he loves him, and that he's appreciative of what they have. Now, Connor don't have a chance. Ollie don't have a chance to digest all that because in comes Michaela back from the bathroom, and she asks him, have they found anything yet? And he says not yet, but he does find something. They find out that, the police had deleted that footage. But what they didn't delete was the audio. Only the video was used. So Annalise goes to court and presents that to the court. Now, because it's some illegal information that she's obtained, the judge does not throw the woman's testimony out. What she does is say that she's going to launch an investigation into how that happened, but she also switched that shit on Annalise and get to asking Annalise, girl, how you get this information? You not just going to be able to come up into my office and come into my court and present information obtained illegally and not give me more information. So maybe I need to be investigating you as well. So she allows the dead aunt's testimony to be put into evidence. So they gonna be able to use that in the trial. And that kind of upset old Catherine, one of the siblings. The siblings say, how could you allow that when clearly she had said a whole lot of racist things, proving that she really didn't, oh Lord, I'm at 43 minutes, let me hurry up. She didn't really want to help us out, she didn't really love us, she didn't like us, and she would, she would possibly do something like this to try to hurt us. And plus you black. Child, I got quiet, and so did everybody in the courtroom because we thought, Judge was going to go on off. But Judge ain't go off. Judge said, look, let me explain something to you. She did say some really racist things, but I have been sworn to uphold the law, and I have to put aside my personal feelings and think about this from a law perspective. So in doing that, this is what I have to do, okay? So she didn't let the woman testimony be allowed into evidence. DA bitch, meanwhile, trying to convince Asher to testify against Annalise, saying she a bad person, okay? Next, we see Wes and Levi staking out the guy at the damn grave site. At the cemetery. And they feel like Bruno help Frank discard the body. So they come up to him and they asking, about what Frank wanted the night he called. And Bruno basically like nothing. Shit. He didn't really want to answer that damn question. Well, he ain't had no damn choice because Levi pulled out a gun, but Wes intervened saying that ain't nobody finna get killed. He just want to find out what was it that Frank called him for. Okay, now let's go back to the house. And Michaela decides she Miss Badass, and she come at Bonnie telling her to tell what she knows. She gonna beat her ass. And Annalise comes in and tell them get the hell away from her. She goes in on their ass and tell them that look, Asher was gonna testify against every motherfucker in this room, sending us all to jail when Bonnie stepped in to save your asses yet again, and she confessed to the murder. She said, that's what we all have been doing, trying to save y'all asses while you running around here not trusting me. We have ruined several lives. We ruined my life. We ruined Bonnie's life. How many more lives are we going to have to ruin trying to save you all? And she told them that she didn't tired of their ass, basically. She called Bonnie and Frank in her office. Now, we flash back to Bruno telling Wes and Levi that Frank called him to borrow his storage key. And he gave him the key. So we come back to current time to this situation. And Wes is eyeing Frank's keys that he left on the desk when Annalise told him and Bonnie to come into her office. He gonna steal them damn keys. Well, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. Well, in Annalise's office, she freaking out because she don't see a way out of this. And she tell them that Bonnie trying to assure her that Asher won't testify, but Annalise says she don't know that for sure. What if he does? What if he does testify? And she asks Frank about the Levi situation, and Frank assures her that he and Bonnie will take care of all of this. Don't worry about it. She worried, but they leave the office. Michaela attempts to apologize to Bonnie when she come out the office, but Bonnie say, yeah, whatever, you whatever, bitch, whatever, you sorry. And she called old Wes and then she asking Wes, I'm looking at this time, y'all. She asking Wes, how things are with him in school, how's his grades, how does he feel about her? And he admits that he was mad at her at first because she told him what the deal was with Asher, so they good now, okay? Well, Annalise shows up at Nate's house and she's saying she can't do this shit no more. And she asks him why he didn't tell her about him and Wes meeting up. Well, we switch back to Wes meeting up with Levi, and he's saying that he got the key and they headed to the storage, but before they can get in the car, child, the students have followed Wes, and Michaela calls out to Levi and Wes. She don't understand why Wes and Levi together. Well, while that's going on, Nate is telling Annalise Wes came to him because he thinks that she killed Rebecca. And she asks, does he believe her? And he asks her, why shouldn't he? And she said because she not a murderer. She didn't kill Rebecca or Sam, honey. But she can't keep lying to him. And she, we switch back to the students discovering Levi and Wes know each other. And Michaela asking, are they gay? And Levi saying no. And she telling them motherfucker, if you lying to me, I'm going to cut your balls off. And I believed her in that moment. Well, Wes tells her that he's Rebecca's adopted brother. He is Eggs 911. And Michaela upset because now she know he only played on her. He ain't really mean nothing. And she done fucked him and shit. Well, back at Nate, Annalise is saying Bonnie killed Sam and she had to protect her. But he asking her, well, you protected her? What about me? Now, let's go back to the kids because we see a scene where Wes reveals Rebecca is believed to be dead and that Frank and Annalise did it. And Laura doesn't believe it. And she's asking for proof. And Wes shows the storage key. Now, let's go back to Nate's house where Annalise is at. And she's saying that she did protect Nate. She got Eve. She knew Eve would win the case. But he's saying, girl, you ain't know that. You assumed that she would. Well, what would have happened if she didn't? And she admits she don't know what she would have done. But she would have done something, okay? And she tells him she hates what she did. She hates herself, and she wants to stop making everyone's lives worse. She says she would die if it means not hurting him again. Now we go back to the students, and baby, the police arrive, and they think that the police are there to take their ass to jail, but no. They get there, they ask about They ask Levi, you know, which one is Levi. He tells them, and then they ask him, is that his car? Because they need to search the trunk. He said, no, well, they ain't already obtained a warrant, child, for his, to search that car. So they open that trunk and find that crystal meth, and he's taken into custody as the students just stand there shocked because they just know they were headed to jail. And Levi is saying that he was set up and asking them to speak up, but they don't say shit as he get carted off to jail, child. Well, the next thing we see, Asher is meeting up with Bonnie, and she apologizing for using him and killing Sam. And as she, you know, she's saying she a good person. And he said good people don't do what she did. Well, she said, yeah, sometimes they do if they have no choice. She tells him she loves him. He admits he loves her back, but he can't let her do that. Secrets catch up to you even if the cops don't, and he walks away. She's just torn up because she know now that he is planning on testifying against her motherfucking ass. And she called Annalise crying on the phone saying that she do mess up everything. She misjudged him and that he's going to testify, but blame it all on her. She would take the brunt of it all. And Annalise is telling her to calm down. The next scene, we see the storage facility where the kids go, and they open up the storage facility, and it's a damn suitcase in there, and nobody really wants to touch it, but Wes said he should be the one that goes and open it up. And the scene flips to Annalise going to Asher to ask him where his computer is, and she inserts a flash drive up in there. And it's a flash drive of what she is saying is Bonnie as a child, and we see in that, well, we don't see it, but we hear her daddy was molesting her, and Asher over there just broken down, child. He can't handle it. Well, when they open up that bag back over at that storage closet, baby, it ain't nothing but a bag full of money. Not Rebecca bought it like they thought it would be, okay? And Frank is like tripping, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Wes is tripping because he's still trying to figure out how they could possibly tie into Rebecca, whereas the other students are pretty much through with his ass. Michaela mad because he done let her sleep with the motherfucker knowing that he was up to no good. Connor say, now you got me involved in some motherfucking drug dealer business. That ain't no good. And Laura tell him, just chill out because we don't think this has anything to do with the case with Rebecca. You need to chill, bitch. Well, we find out that Frank had went to Bruno ahead of time and told him that Wes and that boy was going to show up. And to tell them that he was going, you know, that he called him for the storage key. And that's what he did. So when they came to Bruno, that's the story that he fed him. He also, we saw Frank plant drugs in the man's car and make a call to the police. That's how he got rid of his ass. Okay? The whole time, baby, he was on this shit, okay? Well, child, Michaela pissed, like I said, because he let her sleep with him. The rest of the students ain't trying to hear. We're still in a delusion that somehow Rebecca involved. He just can't let that shit go. Then we go to a scene where Ash and Bonnie riding in the car, and she stops at a garage to use the bathroom, but once in there, she take off her blazer and the blouse that she's wearing underneath full of blood. Child, we don't know what the fuck going on, but she cleaned herself out and she come out there clean with the blazer over her and throw the blouse down in the trash can and put some paper on top of it, cleaned up all the blood around the sink, go back out there to that car, and that damn Asher is not in that car. We see a scene where it flashes over to him actually going into a police station, coming up to an officer saying he need to make a statement. Y'all, I don't know what this old punk ass motherfucker finna do, but I tell you, I am sick of his motherfucking ass. Yes, God. Well, y'all, that's all I got on this episode. I apologize. This video is almost an hour long, but it is a scripted veggie soup, so I have to be detailed, and plus I like How to Get Away with a Murder. So next week, we'll talk again about Empire and this show, and in the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys back next week as we do all of this shit all over again. Peace.